Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and the Dollhouse Family, issue number 1. Go pick up this freaking book. This is DC's Black Label. This is Joe Hill, Hill House. This is insanity, and I love it. I'm going to tell you 5 things about this insane comic book after we talk about who made it. Let's get started with One by One Go Down. That's actually important. Anyway, Mr. M.R. Carey is the writer. Peter Gross is on layouts. The finishes are by Vince Locke. Chris Peter does the colors, and Todd Klein does the letters. Jessica Dalva does the cover, and Jay Anceletto and Ivan Nunes does the variant cover. Okay, I think it's interesting that there's a person named Vince Locke who does the finishes when Joe Hill did that Lock and Key recently, and it's like the same spelling, isn't it? Interesting. Anyway, I wonder if there's some inspiration there by chance. I don't know. How would I know? Let's talk about number 1 on this list. That's something I do know, and that is that the dollhouse was willed to a family. This family gets this dollhouse as an inheritance from somebody on the crazy side of the family. That's perfectly understandable when you actually understand what this house actually is, this little dollhouse. It's just, this little thing, and I don't know, it looks like it's a 1/12 scale kind of thing. That's what it looks like to me. Maybe it's supposed to be a 1/12. It could be. But either way, this house, does things, and they have dolls, and they do things also, but they don't let everybody know that. This doll knows some stuff, man. In fact, let's get more into that. Number 2 on this list. This house is both magical and sentient. The figures can move and talk, and they have wills of their own, and you actually start to understand more about what they are. We get the slightest fringe of details as far as their backstory, but for the most part, the house itself is also alive, so to speak. It provides for the people, and it does talk to the people, and it has a room that most people don't get to see. Interesting. There's a lot going on here, and it makes you understand what they meant by crazy in regards to the former family. Anyway, let's get talking about number 3 on this list, and that is the real world. It's too real. You see, all this stuff is really, for the most part, happening in the real world. There just happens to be a little haunted, quote-unquote, dollhouse, that talks to a little girl, the daughter of this family. But the adults in this family, they're way too real. In fact, there's an abusive relationship going on, and the little girl is dealing with some trauma of her own. All of this is just, it's a lot. It's a whole lot to digest, and you understand this little girl's need to find some kind of an escape. And the dollhouse does a lot to reassure her that it's okay. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? This is a Hill House comic, right? Let's talk about number 4 on this list, and that is magic has a price. I know, it goes back to the old Doctor Strange stuff, right? But it's true in this particular case. The house is able to affect something in the real world, but it's going to cost something. And you got to kind of wonder, how does that work? Is this going to be like, the old Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, 3 wishes genie? I wish for a burrito. Really? Well, I hope that burrito ends up on your nose. Actually, I think that was supposed to be Daffy and Speedy Gonzales. I think that's what it was. Anyway, and then they have to use the last wish to fix the wishes that they already made. Yeah, that's wild. Anyway, finally, let's talk about number 5 on this list, and that is the little girl decides to take matters into her own hands. She understands that there's a price for magic. She's not stupid. She's a brilliant little girl. And what she does, okay, that's questionable, but I get it. I do get it. She's kind of trapped between a rock and a hard place, and when she sees a way out, she doesn't just look at the world as A and B. She sees that there are C's and D's and E's also. There are lots of paths out of the situation that you're in, and you do sometimes have to take control of your life. Will it come with consequences? Well, you do remember I said magic has a price, right? So we'll see. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.